documented in writing. It's 2:20 p.m. and the state has been flying over in circles above me. Okay, it is 2:21 p.m. And what that was the state tampering with my phone as it's flying over my head in the blue and white helicopter. Speaking close down of an app. This is the state's engaging and monitoring. At the same time, the state's flying over my head in the blue and white helicopter right here. And this is what's up. I'm engaged in documentation right now. It is currently 2:20 p.m. And this is the state's fake sun right here. Understand this cloud path right here? This is the state flying inaudibly in relevant position. And I want to note a couple things where I went earlier today. Walking from this venue, well, actually to the Ontario Library, which I updated my notes on that. And I walked to State of Brothers P.O.C. side of the venue, state flying over the state's shocking light, the state's fake sun, literally over that venue. And this is documentation of that I've written on the receipts because this is relevant with regards to where I'm at, and then documentation to the same lot where the state and 2 p.m. And I do go to State Brothers actually I venue. You got Hubble direct light if you're familiar with this. The same light front of the store. It's glass. Multiple activity along the ceilings. Inside of the store, I'm talking throughout. Third store are all in relevant position for directing impossible light. And while the state is amplifying all activity, and while not ongoing activity is occurring inside of well, the P.A.C. system, agent shopping carts, they're engaged in connect conduct. It is the exact same behavioral pattern everywhere you go when you're the individual not documenting. Inside of State Brothers, impossible light activity, the state directing light onto the ceiling inside through the east and west entrance doors. Impossible activity, directing light as I'm moving that store, and the employees are stock S-T-O-C-K engage in stock K-O-K-I-N-G and they're in just stock inventory. I mean, like they use that as a literary and relevant. While the state is making impossible light inside of that venue, while the state is over that venue and airplanes and helicopters is parked fake sun. It's and they engage in stalking with it. Every time I turn a corner, they're engaging in creating a manner of noise called stalking activity. This is what a facilitating venue is engaged in. These are notes regard to my living Ontario shopping villa. Ontario has the state stalking sun. So what you have is the fake sun directly over me at that parking lot, walking from B&G Plaza, right? I documented this earlier. It's over me at the museum. So look at the sun as I'm walking this way, it's west, and it comes backwards in a direct this elevated low-hanging light source. That means airplanes AMR ambulance, Ontario Police Aerial Fire. This is monitor stalking and crossing my shoulder. As I cross to have it with using a pop to stop my ability to engage Facebook Live documentation, understand that is more proof of monitoring. I have already established this. This is already. This is the prosecution of the state of California. I don't have to stop them individually because that prosecute you isolate that was a group demonic system. There is no shelter amongst each other or an informed federal prosecution. And so this Ontario Police 157661 blue white helicopter over my head at that same intersection at Euclid and Holt, and I documented for purposes of documentation and the group that's present in relevant position at that intersection. Third party license plate 5 Sam 004, and this is at around 1:49 p.m. And I approach the Ontario Town Square on camera, referencing P.O.C, and this is where the state's fake son. Direct venue. I'm sorry, over but this is 200 North Euclid that I'm referencing, and that's where when I'm at B&G Plaza, directly over the plaza, when I'm right over the museum. I'll seek to, because you will also see, not only that something fact it's not reasonably questionable at all that this is not the sun. I am pointing out the times, I'm pointing out the locations, I'm pointing out the migration so that you understand the fantastical, and I'm making up a word on purpose because it's literally ridiculous, the fantastical light activity that the state is engaged in with regard to stalking, and it is paranoid and while parties engage in what is causing communication device and causing under a fake sun, okay? Groups, you have to know their name. Security guard and parties in their cars, closing their car door, sounding your car. This is called federal group stalking and monitoring. This is how a public entity monitors an American citizen in violation of 18 U.S.C. Section 42A. And it is that which I have also addressed in what I have written, and I advocate for the prosecution of the state of California, which I fully intend to enforce against every documented third party and state actor, and against the public entity in general. It is SIIS legislation, systematic infliction of inhumane suffering, where the state is engaged in what is that of a psychopath. And understand the psychopath is the state of California, engaging in group conduct for purposes of monitoring with communication devices. And it is unnatural, demonic conduct, every single element, all right? And it is P.O.C. It is currently 2:29 p.m., and I am at third-party facilitating venue, Ontario Town Square, where they are monitoring. They are documented as engaged in ongoing criminal obstruction of justice, engaging in, and understand when a third party calls the police, that is literally the state, because the third party is not speaking as an individual, a third party is not acting as an individual. Third parties are literally in the shoes of the government that is monitoring you, vicariously speaking, vicariously present, vicariously monitoring with the creation of activity. This is how the state surrounds at all times, in any private residence, in any public place, in any quote-unquote private space such as the bathroom, everywhere and at all times. And so Ontario Town Square engaged in criminal obstruction of justice, summoning itself to Ontario Town Square and engaging in targeting conduct while it is aware that I am documenting a plethora of third-party group stalkers and state stalkers that I published on Facebook Live. And that, again, that was Ontario Police Officer A. Watt and Le Rouge. Knowing exactly who I am, they are group stalkers. Understand the police are engaged in group stalking in the same manner. It is not an individual police officer that's engaged in stalking and monitoring. It is group conduct. The state is engaged in group stalking directly via police, fire, ambulance, helicopters, and airplanes. And the state is engaged in group stalking vicariously through the people of the state of California, who maintain presence in your path as a group, a unified group, stalking with their presence, stalking with activity, right? While the state is stalking with light, while the state is engaged in all manner of a carnival of lights all around the surfaces, which I have already established, I've shown you in the documentation, pay attention. This is called federal group stalking and monitoring. It is currently 2:31 p.m. And I remain at third-party facilitating venue, and that is the P.O.C.